Good day. Today it's August 15th, 2018, and today I'm going to talk to you about the media, schools, and you. It's going to be in conjunction with another video that I'm going to do that's going to be on the New World Order equals the corporation. So these are going to be kind of tied together and probably should be both viewed together. Okay, we hear about the opposites, the poles, and one versus the other. You have supposedly the Democrats and the Republicans are black and white. Just all sorts of different oppositions that we're supposed to be not just competing against, but attacking today. Now, I've been accused for decades of trying to promote separatism, and it's funny that today there's more of this being preached by the media and the schools than people like me ever tried to do. By separation, I mean being able to discern one thing from another, which is kind of just opposite communism. But of course, all the people that preach communism and push communism, there's always that elite at the top where, yeah, all you people are communists and it's good to be communists and everything, but we who are telling you that are above that. So it's ultimate hypocrisy. There's always that elite, the powers that be, that are above the law or above. So what is that? That's a separation right there. And they're just conning you. I don't think there's any such thing as true communism, absolutely true communism. And that's good, because if we were all forced to be equal, there would be no point in doing anything. And that's kind of what American society is not encroaching on, but has been for a decade or more. It's just it's more extreme today. I, for one, look back at my life, and if I had it to do all over again, part of me would still do what I did because I had moral convictions. But as far as economically and happiness, I would have probably just remained an employee or just sat back and been a welfare recipient, because there's no point in really working. I've worked hard and put things together 2 or 3 times in my life, and just when you start to get somewhere, the government comes in and takes it away, or a bunch of lawyers come in and take it away. Those elite come in and scam it out of you, or just outright steal from you, and then they point the finger at somebody else and say, the terrorists are doing it, or the common thieves are doing it. That's getting back to the good. The good who claim to be good are actually the bad. And anyway, so to make it a little bit clearer, I would, if you want to look at two oppositions or two poles, you should I think, look at the media and schools and all other propaganda institutions that are bombarding you with this is the way you should think and this is the way you should do. And on the other side would be you, the individual. One thing that people are just starting to grasp, and I want to emphasize it, is there's more people of you out there, the individual, that's waking up to the fact that the media and institutions have been lying all along and are just actually becoming much more extremist at lying. I used to say that 90% of it is lies, but it looks some days more like it's 95 or 96, 97%. And when people say, well, what do we do? Who do we follow or who do we listen to? Ultimately, you should be looking within, because you're the best you've got, really. You're the only one that's going to be totally loyal to you. So, we have the media and schools and institutions bombarding us all the time with, this is the way it is. And even people that are waking up that that's not the way it is still are hearing this. And part of them is still going along with it. They're still falling for all the scams out there and the scam artists. And there's more of you as individuals thinking and realizing what I'm saying right now than there is people that are backing the schools, the institution, and the mainline media. It's just that they've got 100% monopoly on speaking this is the way it is, and even the internet and the alternative medias I've seen in the last couple of years are falling. The powers that be, the elite, are infiltrating and getting better and better at putting out BS on the internet. So even more, you're going to have to rely on yourself and your loved ones that are agreeing or have reached a point of realizing what I'm attempting to point out here. So if you'd realize that there's way more of you and that you're more awake than you realize, just take that next step and just go, wow, this is all propaganda that's coming in from all these outside sources, institutions. Now I still listen to the news on TV once in a while, and I hardly ever pick up a newspaper because, unless I want to read something local, which is about the only thing that even partly is giving reporting. I listen to it to see what lies they're telling today, and what tactics they're going after. And what is this? It's all debt, believe it or not. It's debt is owing someone or something. Now that the Supreme Court 20 years ago or whatever it was passed a law that corporations are equal to persons, we have to look at these institutions as an equal, even though they're way above us, because they don't have to abide by the natural laws that we as individuals and men and women have to. We can die We can get sick. If we ultimately become bankrupt, if our body is bankrupt, that's when we die. We're dead. It's over. But a corporation can just roll over and reformulate itself. So realize what you're up against. Realize what your opposition is. The more you understand the opposition, the better you will be at dealing with it. That's the first idea of this on this subject. I kind of lost it there. The debt got a little bit off subject. It's difficult to explain it, but most of you out there, to different degrees, are in debt to the media. You can be owned, which a debt is. You can be owned by things other than monetary ways. You can have faith in something so solidly that whoever or whatever you're having faith in, whether it's a religion or what, you're in a sense in debt to them. They own you. So that's what I meant by that you can be in debt to the propaganda. And there is a reason for using that term, because in another video, the one I did on the dollar, the debt dollar is ultimate debt ends up, or endless debt ends up in Armageddon. The money, when it's based on nothing, the system, that's what the system is. And it's only functioning today because everybody's passing this fake buck, IOU, it's an IOU. And they're passing around so fast that people think of it or accept it as an asset, as a real value, but it's only a debt. Somebody is owing something to someone else, and when you take that, you're being taken in on that scam. That's why the scam artists don't deal in the dollar anymore. They deal in drugs, weapons, children, anything of asset of real value. They've been doing this for centuries, actually. That's just more so today, and people are more aware of it. Individuals are becoming more aware of it. But try to tie in the bigger picture, what I'm trying to say here. It's like an ultimate game of musical chairs. The music is still playing, but if you're smart, you know that music's going to stop pretty soon, and you're going to be looking or being close to a chair, because you know when the music stops, a lot of people are not going to have a chair. And if you're a better scam artist, you're always looking for the chair, trying to hang around a chair. And so many people have been taken into this scam, with well, I got to keep my mouth shut because I've got a pension coming. Well, in most cases, that pension's long gone, and it's just, since they've got the media, you'll hear on the markets, the reports on the market, oh, everything's up, it's great, everything's going good, it's getting better. Well, that's what they want you to believe, and those people they're saying that are getting paid to say that. Even some of them don't even believe it. But a lot of them are just so ignorant They look good on TV. They got good makeup on. They've got money to spend for good clothes. And so we believe in them, or a lot of people believe in them. If they've got a big fancy house, drive a big fancy car, oh, they must be doing something right. We'll listen to them. Well, I think just about everybody out there and everybody listening to this knows that that's false. Just live it. I mean, the propaganda experts say that, you know, if you tell a lie enough and you keep telling it, people will believe in it. How true that is. How true that is. So, there's all kinds of debt, but it's all basically the same. And the better person you are, the more solid you are, the more you can believe in yourself. And that's an issue. There's so many people that are strutting around and acting fancy and talking big talk and walking a fancy walk and driving a fancy car and having lots of credit to their name, which is just a scam system anyway, that people work for that credit to show, well, I'm in debt. Believe in me, I'm good. I'm so full of debt. And they're just falling for the scam. What more can I say? I think you've either got it now or you don't. Just realize that you do have it. And the more solid you are, the straighter you can walk. And you'll keep walking way far longer than these other people. So have faith in yourself, and those that know that they don't, try to seek a little bit more of a solid ability in you. You know, try not to lie like all the rest of the people. Try not to be untrue to yourself like so many people are. Start waking up to reality, and you'll feel a better person. I may not have money like other people. I may not drive a fancy car. I may not have fancy clothes, just a holey shirt and some other cheap shirts, and but I feel better about myself, and you all will too if you've got a backbone. And if you don't, just try to be straighter. Work at it. I know it's difficult. Like I was saying, it's parts of me, if I had to do all over again, I wouldn't have worked hard. I see so many people that have been on welfare for decades, eating better, having more things in life, getting recognized by other people more so, being listened to. That's another thing. I should do another video, totally separate. Maybe I will, but the more media coverage you get, probably the more lying you're doing. I've been trying to get information out for decades, and I don't get anywhere. And when somebody starts listening and starts working with me, it seems to fall through. And I'm reminded of back in the mid-'80s when I was trying to get information and stuff out on UFOs, I realized if I concentrated on a few people, I might get further. And there was this one UPI reporter, or API, Associated Press International, yeah. One of them doesn't exist anymore, but anyway, I had bugged him so much that finally he blurted out one day, "Well, nothing gets printed unless we say so." Of course, I thought he meant the newspaper, but soon after that I started realizing, well, API and UPI, there was always one guy in every big media. And so I go, well, this has got to be the way that they're really being told and controlled. And of course, when Snowden came out with telling us about how the CIA had infiltrated all the major media networks, I realized more. Well, this is what I realized decades ago, but Snowden, thanks to Snowden, he's telling us a lot more than what I could have ever said. And he's got stuff to back it up, written proof. It's just not something that he lived by like what I did, realizing it daily happenings in your own life, which of course people don't want to listen to unless you got fancy clothes and got a lot of media coverage, then they'll listen to you. But actually, it's like somebody that's truly getting censored the most, not these fake ones. Even Alex Jones, who I stopped listening to a number of years ago because what he was saying was nothing new to me, and his tone and the way he kept yelling it kind of irritated me to the point where I just stopped listening to him. But some of that's fake, so much is all sidetrack. You listen to some of these interviews on the networks and you go, yeah, that's true, but he's not saying it all. He's stopping somewhere along the line. He's not saying it all. Saying it all, it's difficult to say it all in just a few sound bites, a few sentences, 20-minute video. But all in all, maybe you'll get something from what I'm attempting to say. What I was trying to say is that sometimes those people that have not been listened to and have been blacklisted the most just might have something to say or get across that's more revealing than any of these so-called experts. Yep. Check you later.